There we go, we're live. What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Rosso. You are the internet, and I'm doing another music theory analysis. This time, Dance Gavin Dance, Uneasy Hearts Weigh the Most. So obviously nobody's watching yet, but if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to leave any music theory questions that pertain to this one. So basically, I'm picking a song, I'm downloading the tablature for it, without having any prior look at it really or any analysis. It's a song I'm completely aware of and how it works, but I'm gonna break it down, look at it from a music theory perspective, see what it's doing, see what makes it tick, and maybe we can learn how to implement what they're doing in this song in one of our own songs. So let's just dive into it. Here's what the intro sounds like. Oh, the song is in drop D tuning, by the way. Then everything kicks in. Cool. So we're just gonna look at the intro really quick. I can tell we've got two chords right off the bat. In fact, these are two of like my favorite chords to play on guitar as a full chord. Here, they're arpeggiating them, meaning you can kind of see they're playing a different note on each string instead of a full chord. They're picking apart the whole chord into the separate notes, basically. So let's see what this first chord is. Let's see what notes it's made out of. Our first note is a B, then we have a D, then we have an F sharp, then we've got an A, and we have a C sharp. So cool, let's check that out. We've got a B and a D, that is minor third, then the F sharp, that is a minor triad, throw the A on there. Minor seventh, and we slap that C sharp up there. I'm not a pianist. That is a B minor ninth chord. Ooh, does that sound good? If you have any questions on like how to figure chords out or how I just figured that chord out, let me know. I'd be happy to break it down for you. Anyway, so we get this B minor ninth arpeggiated. That's the very first thing we hear. And it's kind of interesting because it literally, instead of, a lot of times you'll break chords up to make it more complex, but this literally goes root, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, like in order for the chord. Awesome. Sounds so cool. Sounds jazzy. Dance Gavin Dance is so good. So we get this. Then we've got that ba-dun-da-dun. That's just like a power chord built on that same root. It's like a B power chord. Arpeggiated, so it's just root fifth, fifth root, root fifth, fifth root. Also notice the syncopation there. It looks like it's a 16th note off. I'm just trusting that these tabs are right. I didn't make this tab, I just downloaded it. There's things I don't like about this tab. One thing in particular is they separated the lead voice and the rhythm voice. So I've got lots of like rests all over the place that are just unnecessary, unsightly. It sucks to look at, but it's got all the information we need. So anyways, we do this twice. New chord. All right, let's figure out what that chord is. So we've got F sharp. We've got A. We have C sharp. We have E and G sharp. So let's check that out. We've got an F sharp and an A. That's another minor third, an F sharp and a C sharp. F sharp, A, and C sharp. Minor third triad, add the E. F sharp minor 7, add the G sharp. Oh, you ready? Guess what? It's another minor 9 chord. So we've got a B minor 9 going to an F sharp minor 9. That's awesome. That sounds so good. So let's put F sharp minor 9 in. Just, I like to make notes as I go so we can reassess and look at everything. All right, from the beginning, we got B minor 9 and F sharp minor 9. Ooh. There it is again. Then we've got a quick transition. It's just a little perfect fifth interval based off that F sharp we were just using. And then it goes to perfect fifth interval based off the A. So this A that just pops up for a quarter note is just to kind of add movement and propel us back to the top on the B minor 9. So we've got B again, F sharp again. That's that A getting ready to put us back into B. You see how it kind of leads into it? It just sounds so good. It sounds awesome. So here's that leading in. It helps that the drums kick in too and add that extra push. Now that's where the vocals get introduced and the lead guitar gets introduced as well. I'm gonna mute the vocals for now, because I just don't want to look at it yet. And I say mute the vocals, but really it's just the trumpet representing the vocals. So here's the next section. So that clean guitar is doing the same thing from the intro. Back to B minor 9, B minor 9, arpeggiated, F sharp minor 9, F sharp minor 9, F sharp A, new section. So, as far as the clean guitar goes, that was all stuff we've already heard before. Sweet, that's awesome. Let's see what the lead's doing. Maybe, you know what? So, now that we've seen it's just this 2-chord vamp between B minor 9 and F sharp minor 9, that kind of tells us what key it's in. To me, it looks like it's a minor 4 going to a minor 1 chord in F sharp minor. And so you could view this as like a 5 chord, a minor 5 chord going to a minor 1 chord. But it just feels more like a plagal cadence to me, a 4-1. So I'm going to look at this as F sharp minor. And so F sharp minor, to figure out what notes are diatonic to F sharp minor, you've got to know what your F sharp minor notes are, you know? So I'm going to show you kind of how to find that if all you know is your root note is F sharp. So we've got F sharp. First thing you want to do to find the scale, basically, I like to start with the major version of the scale. So to figure out your major, you got to go whole step, half step, whole step, half step. So if you need any more knowledge on that, let me know. But so we start with an F sharp, whole step, G sharp, whole step, A sharp, half step B, whole step C sharp, whole step D sharp, whole step F, but like the way I'm writing this, it's technically E sharp because we already have F sharp. But we'll fix that in 1 second when we switch it to minor. So now to get to matro minor, you have a flat 3, a flat 6, and a flat 7. So A is our 3, because F sharp's 1, G sharp's 2, A sharp's 3. So flat 3 is going to cancel out that sharp. Now you've got A. Flat 6 is going to cancel out this other sharp on 6. Now it's D. And flat 7 is going to cancel out the sharp on E. So right there are your notes for F sharp natural minor, F sharp minor. So these are the notes we'd want to stick to sound diatonic. We don't have to sound diatonic on this song. We could go chromatic and jazzy, but let's just see what they're doing. So we at least know what it looks like. Looking at the lead, the first thing it does is this little interval slide. The notes here are E and G sharp. And we can check to see if that's part of our scale. Yep. E is the 7th, G sharp's the 2nd. It's all part of the scale. That 4 slides up to a 5, which is an A. Again, part of the scale. Awesome. And it slides back down. So it does a win-in-it kind of thing. You listen to that in the lead right here. Win-in-it. Yeah. And those are notes we've already seen. Then we've got a D and a G. Oh, okay. So we've got a G sharp. So I don't know if that's actually what they're playing. I think that's just what they tabbed. If they are playing it, it's cool because it's chromatic. Because we use a G sharp in this. They put a G, but I think really they're just trying to get the sliding sound in this tab. Maybe they slide up from that. I don't know. If they do, it's just like a chromatic approach tone. So it's a note. This G isn't part of the diatonic scale, but it's being used just to quickly give a slide into a note that is part of the scale. But I don't know if it actually does that in the song. So it's like interesting. But that D is in the scale. Then we got the slide again. And then we got some 2. It sounds like that's diatonic. Let's see. C sharp and F sharp, which are both in there. That's the 1 and the 5. So, ooh. And it looks like it just repeats. Yep. Cool. So up until now, we're just diatonically in F sharp minor. I'm going to make a note up here too. Just so F sharp minor is flat 3, flat 6, flat 7. Cool. Just a cool 2-chord vamp. We've got some leads just playing diatonically in key other than maybe that one chromatic approach tone. But again, I don't know if they actually play that in the song. I'm sure it probably just sounds like a slide and that just sounded the best. Who knows? Because I'm not listening to the actual song right now. I don't want to get a copyright strike. And then the vocal melody comes in. And we know how that sounds. If you're familiar with the song, I'm pretty sure everything in that vocal melody is diatonic. There's no weird clashing chromatic notes. So let's check out the next section. They mark this as a chorus, and I think it is a chorus. So it goes like this. I can still hear the vocals in my head. And it does it again. Okay, so it does that a couple of times. So let's see what's happening there. So if we're talking about frets, that first chord was built off of the 9th fret on the 6th string. The second chord is built off of the 4th fret on the 6th string. So if you look at this, we start on a 7, but we slide into a 9. So even though it starts on that 7, really the 9 is the focus. We're still pushing that 2-chord vamp. It's just to give you this feeling of like a slide into the section. Just whee! You're on a slide. Right? And then the other notes are just diatonic notes kind of decorating the rest of the 9 here. It's that 2-chord vamp still. It's the first chord, but with other diatonic notes just around it by a step or a half step. Just adding something new, something different to here. And same deal. That second chord's built off the 4th fret. Here we start on the 2nd fret, but we just hammer on, it looks like, into the 4th fret. Again, it's just to slide us in from something different. And again, we're just decorating this section with some other notes to make it feel different. It's just something else. The actual things they're playing here, these are octaves. So they're not anything special. They're not cool intervals. They're not triads or anything. I mean, octaves are cool too, but they're being played as octaves just to kind of give it like a counter melody almost. Add some rhythm to the section without mudding anything up too much. It's time to listen to the vocals here, you know? The instruments aren't supposed to be the super intriguing part on this section. So it does that twice, and then it looks like we go back to our arpeggiated version of the 2-chord vamp. But now the lead is just ripping over it. Before it was just playing some generic, cool, complementary, diatonic notes. Now he's ripping. Will Swan is such a good guitarist, man. It's insane. And his tones, insane. Now we're back at that part we already looked at. Here's a little transition. Cool. So honestly, there's not a whole lot to analyze there. Solos get kind of interesting. You could really dive deep into them and look at like melody theory and like whether they're using approach tones or there's an appoggiatura or, you know, there's all sorts of little things you could analyze in the melody. But really the important thing here is throughout the whole song, they've got this 2-chord vamp. They've set up the key with this, and they just keep dancing between it, and they're playing diatonic notes, all notes that sound good with this key because they're the same notes found in the chords they're using. Which again, on the little notepad I have down here, those are the notes that are going to sound good with the key they set up. F sharp, natural minor. And then the solo might have something that's a little bit enharmonic in there. I could check. I'll bring up a fretboard, and what I can do is on the fretboard, I can set it to F sharp, natural minor, which is somewhere in here. Maybe if I just do minor, it's automatically natural. And then on the fretboard, I can look and see if there's any sneaky chromatic notes. That went by really fast. These are all pretty quick licks, so I'm just scrolling through really fast, and it looks like so far everything's diatonic. It all sounded diatonic, but you never know. Maybe there's a sneaky approach tone or a passing tone in there. Yeah, everything looks diatonic. So he's just playing around in the scale, and then we go back to this portion. Nothing new happens there, so we've already looked at that. Awesome. Let's move on to the next section. Next section goes like this. So this feels new. They got tired of the 2-chord vamp. This looks like it's a 4-chord loop. Cool, okay. So let's look at what those chords are. Let's see what the progression is. So we've got a B. Okay, so we're still in a B. We've been starting with a B minor 9. This is something else, but it looks like it's going to be a different version of a B. Then we've got a D. So we've got B, D, and then we've got F sharp, and we've got C sharp. So same kind of idea. We got B, D, F sharp, C sharp. So now we got rid of the 7. There's not a 7 in there anymore. It's just this. So instead of B minor 9, this is B minor add 9, which is not a huge difference. They just took the full version of the chord and then made it a little thinner and moved it up an octave. So which still gives you like the illusion of something new, of a brand new section, and the picking pattern gets different. So now we've got a B minor add 9. But that's something else. Let's see. This is built off of the A. So we've only had a chord built off of B and a chord built off of the F sharp until now. So now we've got A, E, F sharp, C sharp. So the top is like the same, but the bottom slid over. Okay, so we got A, E, F sharp, C sharp. So in the bottom we have a perfect fifth. C sharp. Okay. This is where I don't have some of this stuff burned into my head, so I'm going to have to look at it really quick. So A, we've got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp. That's A major. we're using an A. I'm gonna get rid of this. We've got A as our root, E is the 5th, F sharp is the 6th, and C sharp is the 3rd. So it's a A6 chord. Cool. We have an A6 playing right there. So I'm gonna make a note of that. A6, and then I forgot to make a note of the other one. That is a B minor add 9. Oops. So B minor add 9 to A6. A6 kicks in. Now we've got another chord. Let's check it out. This one's built off the 4th fret, so it's probably going to be an F sharp minor again of some sort. So we've got F sharp, A, C sharp, G sharp. So F sharp and A, C sharp and G sharp. So we have an F sharp minor on the bottom, and that G sharp is the 9. Same deal. So this, our B minor 9 turned into a B minor add 9. Our F sharp minor 9 turned into an F sharp minor add 9. And it's up an octave again. So same idea. It got a little thinner and moved up an octave. It probably was just how the chord shape worked out better. All right, last chord of our 4-chord loop. Built on an E. We've got E, B, C sharp, G sharp. So E and B, C sharp, G sharp. So I'm gonna have to break this one down again. My brain doesn't work at the speed of light. So we've got E. E major is F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. Okay, so we're using the E, that's our root. We're using the B, that's our 5th like before. C sharp's our 6th. Oh, of course, it's another 6th chord, right? And then we're using G sharp our 3rd. Yeah, so it's an E6. So they're really about kind of keeping this symmetry in this song. So we've got our B minor add 9 into an A6, and then F sharp minor add 9 into an E6. And I think it just repeats that. Back up to the B minor add 9, A6, F sharp minor add 9, E6. Cool. And then again, the lead is just diatonic. It's just playing notes that are found in the F sharp minor scale. So we've got, again, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp is F sharp major. Then we flat the 3, flat the 6, flat the 7. F sharp natural minor uses these notes, and he's just using a combination of these notes with rhythms that are cool and fun. He's using dead notes in between to give it some funk. So there's lots of chicka in between. Chicka, chicka, chicka. I love dead notes. Okay. Then we get this really just abrupt transition. And in the song, this is going into the breakdown. And I've always loved this part because, it's, again, this whole time, we basically had this 2-chord vamp with different sorts of embellishments and diatonic notes. And then just the way this is played, I don't know if it's the triplets or if it's how quick it stops. We had this flow. Now it's just bam, 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 stop. Bam, 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 stop. And it's the vocals and like the vibe. I know there's like a weird crowd chanty part that's happening. So I'm going to get rid of these dead notes because they still show up as an extra note on the piano roll I'm looking at. But so we've got the 7 and the 9. This is a D and a C sharp here. If If you put that C sharp down an octave, you get this. That's a minor second. You could call that a panic chord. This isn't played how a traditional panic chord is played on a guitar, but it is a panic chord according to what a panic chord is, which is usually a minor second or a tritone. So that's pretty typical of setting up a breakdown. They switch to the panic chord. Nothing crazy there. In fact, the whole thing is just, this whole part is just built to be jarring. Everything drops out. You get like the weird vocal section here. You're playing a panic chord. It's got a totally different rhythm than anything else we're playing, and it's a start-stop rhythm. I think the drums on this tab are wrong here. This seems a little too... It looks like they got carried away with how triplets line up. They're actually doing that in the drums there. That's pretty impressive, because that's weird. So then, slides into the breakdown. We've kind of set up a new rhythm, but now instead of doing the panic chord, we're doing their version of the chug on this one. So your chug is usually the lowest note in your key, just being played over and over with some embellishments. That's a breakdown, essentially. And so our lowest note in this key, F sharp minor, is F sharp. And they could have played the open D, because this is in drop D, but that D is in our key, but it's the 6th. So it would have been really weird to just like switch to the 6th. So they're chugging on the root of the key. And they've got a slide right here. On the tab, they notated 14. I don't know what they actually start on. I think they're just notating a slide that sounds good on the tab. And we kept the rhythm from earlier. This right here is a pretty good indicator that we're in F sharp minor as well, and not B minor. Okay. We're back to that 4-chord loop we analyzed from earlier. The expanded version of our 2-chord vamp. They added 2 extra chords in there. Now we've got that lead building up again. Drums are doing a 4 on the floor style thing. That's like an 8 on the floor, because they're 8th notes. Just a nice build up with our 4-chord loop. And it actually looks like that goes till the end of the song. Cool. So that's basically the song. That was pretty short. I expected it to go longer. If you have any questions about anything with theory that could maybe relate to the song, ask it now. There's apparently 5 people watching at the moment, which is awesome. Hello. Anyways, my wrap up of this song and the theory analysis of it is almost the entire song's built on a 2-chord vamp. It's in the key of F sharp minor, so it's a 2-chord vamp between B minor 9 and F sharp minor 9. This is, in the key of F sharp, a minor 4 to minor 1 chord progression. This is called a plagal cadence, so it's just a repeating plagal cadence. So if you wanted to write a song that sounded similar-ish to this, all you got to do is have a 2-chord vamp plagal cadence as your rhythm, and then in your leads, you just want to play diatonically to the key. Just use notes that are in F sharp natural minor. Just if you want to sound like this. Now, you can experiment and get jazzy with that, add some chromatic notes. But if you're trying to get a song that sounds similar to this, regardless of what tuning you're in, regardless of your key, you want a minor 4 to minor 1 chord. And I don't know if that actually technically, maybe that's a minor plagal. Technically, I think a plagal cadence applies to major keys. I don't know. I didn't go to school for this. Anyways, that's kind of what's going on here. The vocals, same. The vocals are just diatonic the whole time. And then as far as rhythms, it's, Dance Gavin Dance is very funk inspired. They did add a breakdown in here, which is their post-hardcore roots. And that's basically the song. So I don't see any questions. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for looking at some music theory with me. If you have any questions we didn't get an answer on the stream, still leave them. I'll answer the comments. And I'm Tyler Rosso. You are the internet. This has been music theory analysis of Dance Gavin Dance. Spin kick the subscribe button. Hammer on the like button. And I will see you in the next video.